The inventor of forensic anthropology, sometimes called the father of forensic anthropology, was Thomas Dwight. Forensic anthropology represents a dynamic and rapidly evolving complex discipline with anthropology and forensic science. Forensic anthropologists can assess the age, sex, and unique features of a decedent and are invaluable in documenting trauma to the body and estimating how long a corpse has been decomposing. Photography. In the Greek word photo means light, graphene means to draw. First used by the scientist Sir John F. Herschel in 1898. Photography is an art and science which deals with the reproductions of image through the action of light upon synthesized materials with the aid of camera and its accessories and the chemical process involved therein. Also, it is a study of general practices, method, and step in taking picture of the crime scene, physical things that can be used to the law enforcement purposes. It is important to law enforcement to know how to use camera to capture the instrument used in crime scene so that it may be easy to them to identify information that we gathered. Magnifying glass. The magnifying glass was invented by Roger Bacon, a philosopher who conducted a wide range of experiments with lenses and mirrors. Magnifying glass with forensic tool for crime scene investigation. It is important of the criminal justice system involving the collections of evidence from a crime scene, analysis of that evidence in a laboratory, and finally the presentation of those findings during court proceedings. Trajectory rods, invented by Brian O'Keefe, a shooting reconstruction investigator and trainee. Trajectory rods at shooting scenes to document a bullet trajectory is useful since probing method provides for an immediate visual reference as to where the projectile came from and where it may have been traveling to. Trajectory rods are also quite simple to measure with manual tools.
Crime technology. But Thomas is considered the father of cybersecurity, as it is through his invention that cybersecurity took to evolve. A cybercrime technology degree teaches the tools, the techniques used by law enforcement professionals. Topics in the degree include data retrieval, preservation of evidence, data recovery, and penetration testing, and last is the preparation for trial. The first work laser was invented by Dr. Theodore Meinman. The word laser is an acronym that stands for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation, but it's so commonly used today that we use refers to it as a laser. The laser pointer can use in a crime scene investigation, accident scenes investigation, and scaffold buildings research. Thomas Blundeville, he was a pioneer writer in English in several areas, an inventor of a standard classroom, geometrical instrument, and protractor. Accurately capturing the angles in any crime scenes investigation is essential. That's where protractors come in. Protractors are used to measure the angles of impact on a surface and enable the zero line to the place directly next to the evidence for accurate measurement. Detecting drugs or drug tests. In the US, drug test was first implemented in the early 1930s. The first drug test facility opened in New York, and the second facility followed soon after in Florida in the late 1980s. A drug test is a technical analysis of a biology specimen. For example, urine, blood, breath, sweat, or urine fluid to determine the presence or absence of a specimen for parents' drugs or their metabolities. Major applications of a drug test include detection of presence of performance-enhanced steroids in sport, employers and parole probation officer screening for drugs provision by law such as cocaine, heroin.
Grease test. first described in 1858 by Peter Gris, who gave the Gris reagent for the determination of nitrite ion presence in solution. The test was mainly performed for nitrite's presence in GSR, a chemical test for the detection of nitrites. It is used by firearms examiner to develop patterns of gunpowder residues around bullet holes. Thermal nitrate test or paraffin test. Theodore Gonzalez in 1933 introduced the thermal nitrate test, which involved the use of diphenylamine dissolved in strong H2SO4. One chemical procedure to detect presence of gunpowder residues on the hands of a person suspected of firing a gun recently has been variously described as the thermal nitrate. It is a test which paraffin cast of the hand of a person suspected on firing a gun is subjected to chemical analysis to determine the presence of powder particles. Computer forensics. Bob Thomas is considered the father of cybersecurity as it through his invention that cybersecurity took evolve. Computer forensics is a field of a technology that uses investigate techniques to identify and store evidence from a computer device. Often, computer forensics is used to uncover evidence that could be used in court of law. Computer forensics also encompasses areas outside of investigations. Test tube. The test tube developed by Michael Faraday. The test tube is commonly used in laboratory, where the size length from the less than 1 inches to 6 inches length. It is good in holding liquids that can help holding, for example, is blood to talk the evidence and identify of the chemical reactions.
Question document. Question document can be handwriting, signature, typewriting document. It is by law enforcement to gather information regarding of such as crime scene to solve. It is important to in examine the evidence regarding of its questioning the people or do some survey to the people around the crime regarding information to have reliable source to resolve the crime. Forensic autopsy. Introduction to the modern day autopsy was pioneered by Karl Rokitansky of Vienna, who had completed more than 30,000 autopsies and supervised about 70,000 autopsies during his career. Rokitansky was the first to examine every part of the body with system and true approach. A forensic autopsy is carried out of when the cause of death may be criminal matter, while a clinical or academical autopsy is a performed to find medical cause of death and is use cases of unknown or uncertain death or for research purpose. 3D laser scanning. The first 3D laser scanner is thought to have been developed in 1992 by MNC called Swissic Scanner, which was capable of 100 points per second at maximum range of 10 meters. It is the instrument to assist with blood stain pattern analysis, shooting incidents construction, traffic collision and data collection, and general crime scene instruction. 3D laser scanner offer crime scene units an excellent tool to increase the speed and efficiency of data collection.